Hello and welcome back to the Hopkins experience. I have taken some time off for my fatherly duties, but we are back, and I think what I want to discuss in this video is something that is bothering so many people, especially parents and modern parents and people who are starting families now, and something to do with Linda Mama and SHA. So there has been a debate over the past week or so regarding the functionality of SHA, and it was in comparison with uh, Linda Mama that was there previously during the Uhuru government. So I have experienced both. For me to make this video means I have that knowledge. I've experienced both uh, Linda Mama uh, and SHA, or Linda Jamii, as the president said. For my firstborn, he was born under Linda Linda Mama program, the program by NHIF. And then for my second born, was born under SHA. So it's a personal experience with these two systems and what I have seen, the outcomes, the healthcare outcomes that have been there. So I have medical records here, of course, for the family that I keep around here. So if I'll be doing a comparison between the two of them so that we get a clear picture on who is lying. Yeah. The president says SHA works way better than 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 Linda Mama. But here it's good here because I can make a presentation best because I run a family, and I take care of these bills in when my kid and my wife and when I go to the hospital. So we can find it. So specifically for this video, we'll be looking at SHA, the maternal health care, where the government takes care of the mothers when they've gone to give birth and give life. So it's critical for the government to be doing so. So Linda Mama was a government initiative. It allowed pregnant women to deliver babies for free in public hospital, and it was under NHIF. The goal of this program, Linda Mama, was to reduce the maternal death uh, cases and cases of financial burden, and encourage women to give birth in hospitals. It worked really well at this time because uh, when my firstborn was born in a mission hospital, or was it? It's just like a public hospital. During that is in 2019. In 2019, Linda Mama was still there. Under Linda Mama, we paid nothing, completely nothing. My wife worked in the hospital, and she was given. She delivered and she left. Without paying anything. The only thing they asked from her was an ID to identify that she's Kenyan, and that was it. We delivered at zero fee. There was no financial burden. The only burden was just transportation from home to the hospital. Then fast forward, I think it's 1 year ago from now. That's when SHA kicked in. Yeah, the government of the day did away with NHIF and brought in social health security. Yeah, and with the government has referred to it as Linda Jamii, which is something I don't know. I've never heard being referred to that Linda Jamii. It's a strange term to me. Sometimes it's called, I don't know, shift. Next time it's called. Sometimes it's being called. There's so many Taifa Care. It's called. There are so many names that are being bundled into this SHA. So the promise of SHA was to even create a bigger and better and more sustainable universal healthcare. That was the goal. Even if you look at the the money, is it the manifesto, or there is the guiding principle of SHA was to make sure that the universal care was at its best.
But if you look at what are saying and what we are experiencing as a family, as we raise the generation to come, as we're raising our sons, it's becoming very expensive, especially under this SHA. So, case in point, my second born, who is now 9 months, was born in a public in a public hospital, government hospital. Definitely, it was a level 6 hospital. On that, the bill that we paid was 30,000. That is to deliver. So I want to, that is last year. So last year in December. So as a very young family, you get to a point that you've been short 30,000. That is only for delivery. That means the financial burden that there are very few people. We are lucky that we could afford to have that money at that time, but we cannot also ignore the financial burden that came with paying that amount of money, because 30,000 is not that simple thing. It's a lot of money. Even in Kenya, very few people make 30,000. So meaning affording 30,000 in a uh, public hospital or government hospital is not a joke. So, and most of the people who are being affected right now are the people who are in their reproductive ages. And the more these things become expensive, the more delivery becomes very expensive. It means that families cannot be brought. And if you look at the statistics that have been coming, that most of the women are now delaying childbirth. Most of the women are on contraceptive when they're in their reproductive ages. A woman between the age of 21 to around 35, they're in their reproductive ages whereby they should be producing kids and nurturing them for the next generation of Kenyans. But if this is the cost that we are going to have for for us to even bring kids here, it doesn't make sense. And that 30,000 is only for uh, delivery. If you go back and make a total compilation, of which I'm going to make that video, compiling the cost of having a kid from uh, the first month to the ninth month. I'll make that video, I think, after this or something. It will show you that it's even costly. For now, you'll end up, because you have to pay every month to go for checkups. If you get complications, because it's very normal to have complications in pregnancies. Some bodies have, some women have complications. If you put all that cost, the maternal healthcare cost, you'll see you'll end up spending a lot of money even before the child is here, I mean the baby is here. So many people are really staying away from having kids. Even for us who are having kids at this young age, it seems like it's a miracle, which it shouldn't be. At this age, the men, even in my age bracket, most of them are not even married. Same to women, and those who are even married, there maybe one kid, or and that also sparks the debate on how the government has ruined the institution of marriage and family. If we cannot have kids, because the product of family, product of marriages are kids. If we cannot have the laxity of bringing these kids up, we cannot contribute to raising the next generation, then it means things are going to be very difficult, not only for us, but also for the country. This an important issue, especially the issue of maternal health care and making it free for women. And because the people who are in their reproductive ages right now, most of them are Gen Zs. For example, I'm uh, also a Gen Z who is running a family. It's very difficult for you to find Gen Zs who are having families now, and most of them who are raising families, they're not in a good place. So it begs the question: what do we really want to have as a country? What how are we taking care of our women and children who are coming? So when you pay a lot of money for delivery, it leaves you with a very huge financial burden. But keeping in mind that uh, after after giving birth, you need to take care of this kid also. You need to start paying for the wife. For example, as me, my wife has to eat very well. There's also other kids. There are other expenses that are supposed to be paid. So if that is the problem, then it means if that we you take money from us with that huge burden, it means other areas are being also affected. It means the quality of life generally gets affected. So it's an issue that I think even this as we go into 2027 and we get into heated political environment right now, it's time for parties that are seeking and individuals who are seeking to lead the country politically to find how can this how can maternal health care and how can even healthcare in general be made easier for the families that are coming up, the young families, the people who are now just starting families. They get into um, they get into their role and actually bring up the next generation. The new program, this this not remember this SHA is really hurting people. It's their families who are really devastated over the SHA, not only for maternal health care, even for just normal um, medical services, normal healthcare problems that people have. It's difficult for people to get in and get people to get their simple healthcare services from hospitals, from what. So our health as a country is actually really going down. uh, we are struggling to look at the quality of healthcare regarding on even the hospitals that are there. They're not in good condition. There are no medicine, there are no doctors, there are no beds, the equipments are outdated. So there's so many when you see these cases of medical negligence in hospitals where even mothers are dying in hospitals. uh, it tells you that our healthcare is in dire need, and it's high time we come out and address these issues. Is this healthcare is not, it should not be a luxury. It should be something that a basic need that the government dedicates its time to provide to its people. If government can't provide healthcare to its people, then there's no need to have such a government. And the political parties, the people, the political players who are coming in, because that's where politics come into play. If we didn't elect this person, we would not be having this kind of issues. Yeah, the issues can come from the person we elected to come in and the people who are leading this health sector with greed. Because even SHA, it has lost so much money. Yeah, there are hospitals who are claiming uh, those hospitals who are having false claims, money that is taken out of the system and used for other purposes. So it leaves the hospital really crippled, and they cannot really operate the way they should be. So it's high time as Kenyans we get back to our senses and look on how we can actually we can revamp our healthcare. We can provide better care for people, especially maternal health care, because this video is mostly about maternal health care for now. So it's a cry for to the government of the day and the political players that are coming in to look deeper into this issue. They might play politics over it, but there are real faces, real humans behind who are actually uh, getting the heat of this kind of policies. It's important for a government to it's good behavior for a government, the ministries, the cabinet secretaries to come in and ensure that we have a smooth running healthcare system where people can actually enjoy and not only rely on prayers, because it gets to a point more people are praying more than going to the hospital because the bills are not even they don't make sense. So there are people who are going when in regards to maternal health care, there are people who are delaying their reproductive ages, reproductive the giving birth to kids, so they are pushing it into their 30s and 40s, and we all know that giving birth in your advanced age, especially for women, they have a little bit of effect to them. Even for men, now the productive time we'll be having, like right now, I can easily spend time with my sons. When we are older, you are more busier and you have no time for a kid. So the kids grow up in a place where they are not taking care of their parents, and it only comes from just one decision in the healthcare system, one decision from SHA not to cover maternal health care. The ripple effect goes way beyond only the sector. So that's what I had for this video, and thank you for tuning in. I'd want to get your comments over this. Also, if you enjoyed this video up to the end, it's nice for you to subscribe and share it with uh, uh, your friends and family. So until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and let's keep fighting for a good Kenya through activism, through sharing our experiences. And I'll be glad to hear about it. It's been your host, Hopkins.